All right, really the final thing to do is two final things to do. One is to set up the OSD properly for the O3 air unit, and the other is to set up sort of Acro flying properly. So OSD is pretty easy. So I have got this on UART4, the OSD UART connection, and I've set that to 42, which is MSP DisplayPort. If you're on a different UART, you can set that differently. And then I've got OSD type 2 set to MSP DisplayPort. It's very important, otherwise you won't get any data. And then OSD type 1, there is obviously an onboard OSD that you can use. And then the final thing I want to do is set up the onboard OSD to kind of fit my screen. So if I expand this a little bit. So I'm going to say this is an HD layout. I think it's probably 50 by 18, that one. And then what I'm going to do is move, move these a little bit around the screen, just so it's a little bit more out the side. Something like that. Looks pretty good to me. And that then should mean that the OSD is not sort of completely in the middle of my goggles. So that's cool. Right, and then the final thing is just sort of Acro setup. So if I go to full parameter list, get this back in the center a bit. So I'm going to go to all the parameters that are called Acro. All right, so first thing I want is Acro options set to air mode. If you like Betaflight style, that's rate loop only, but air mode you definitely want. And then Expo, I'm going to set a little bit higher, and I'm going to set the roll pitch rate a little bit higher, 600 say. You can play with the time constant. And then I'm going to turn off Acro Trainer, which means I can do flips and rolls. Your Expo, I'm going to set 600. Your rate, sorry, not Expo. 0.6, your rate I'll set to 600. Yeah, not going to play with the time constant. So set those. So those are the basic Acro settings. And then the other one is mix man. Oops. Mix man. And this is how the throttle versus attitude is prioritized. And by default, we prioritize throttle massively to avoid flyaways. But if you're flying Acro, you definitely want to prioritize attitude a lot more. So I am going to set mixman to 2. Maybe I'll set it to 1. 1's a decent value, much better than 0.1. And that should be my Acro setup. So I think for the most part that is the thing set up. I can just go away and fly it, which would be very nice. Thanks for watching.